Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell and to check out the join membership option.
Alright, welcome guys to this video, and today I will be dealing with this One Piece game series again. So this is our fourth part on how to create a One Piece game, and excuse me for not continuing this series for so long now, but we're finally back at it, and today I'm going to be showing you how to connect my stat points system thing to your moves, to your devil fruit moves, but also to your combat or sword moves. So when you actually try to skill your strength with your stat points, that you actually deal more damage on your attacks, on your devil fruit attacks, or on your or on your sword or combat moves. So that's the topic for today, and in order to get started, all you have to do is import my stat points system thing. So I'm going to be looking for that now. So yeah, level system with stat points, so must be this thing. So let's set it up. I hope you guys know how to set up my models. If not, then I recommend checking out my mini tutorial on how to do that. The link is in the description. Also, don't forget to put these instead of this. Placing this into the storage GUI. So enable this. And this is our EXP giver, but we won't be needing this anymore. But I'm just going to be keeping it just to test out some things before actually deleting it. Now, I just need to take a look inside of the system because I've not dealt with it in a very long time. This, I guess. So we have this. Oh, alright. Oh, I see. So, we actually should put the values of this script instead of this, because this saving method is a lot more better than this. So let's do this first of all. As game here and outfit. Now let's add these as well. Defense. Ask it. Exactly. I think it was hair. Yeah. So I'm going to be explaining in a bit what this actually does and how this script actually saves all of these values, which are needed to guarantee the gaming experience, to save things and to do a lot more. Let me just first of all finish this. So what we want to do is, once a player joins, every time a player joins, as I've written here, all of these things are being created. So we're creating a folder called data instead of the player, which contains some values right here. So a lot of integer values, a bool value, string value, and an integer again. So an integer stores numbers, a string stores text, can also store characters, and bool value only stores true or false. And we are creating a value for level, exp max, stat points, strength, speed, intelligence, and everything else, house game here. So values which store information about our player. And these are very important, otherwise we could not save things such as the player's appearance, or all of these stats like strength, intelligence, or belly, for example. So all of these things are necessary for our gaming experience. Now, let's continue. Outfit value. So what we're doing here is, so this just creates a function which does not break the whole script once an error comes up, which happens a lot when working with data, or which can happen easily. And once the code below did not give out any errors, this value, the success value, will turn true and will print out successfully loaded player names. So this placeholder for the player's name data. But if something went wrong, it will give out this and not this. And this is our error message. So this is our variable or our placeholder for an error message. And once we encounter an error down here inside of this function, then there is an error message, and the error will be given out. Error while loading data, and then give out the exact error message. So this is actually pretty important when working with data, because as I just said, encountering errors while working with data source is really easy. And so what this function actually does is we're trying to retrieve the player's data by calling this get async with the key. The key is our player's user ID in this case. Then if there's some data which can be retrieved, then we loop through that data. This is the index, also the spot where we're actually at right now, and this is our value at which we are at. So we are looping with this. You can like imagine it this way. So let me put an example right here. So let's say we have this, and the first spot is for the money, the second spot is for the level, and the last spot is for the name. And if we would put this instead of this, it would loop through this table. And when it starts looping, it starts at the beginning. So our index would be 1. Our value would be 1 as well. So our index is always the spot, the first spot, therefore 1, and the value is the value of this index, so 1 in this case. So if I would have put 4 at this, the value would be 4, but the index still 1. So the example before was not actually that good, because 1 and 1 was actually picked randomly. So if we would continue the loop, we would be at index 2. So I would be 2, but the value would be 30. And the same goes for the last spot. So our index would be 3, but our value would be Travis. So that's the thing behind this. And we have how much values do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 values, and we always need to check for those spots, for those indexes. So at our first spot, we want our level value to be stored, which happens up here. So I'm going to be explaining this in a bit as well, but we're just saving the values inside of the table, inside of a certain order. So we're like creating this table and then looping no, we're creating this table, and the number of loops we're doing is equal to the amount of content or children. So in Roblox Lua we call children. It equals the amount of children inside of all folders, so equals the amount of values we have right here, which is 13. I still need to add some values below here, and every time we loop, we check at which number we are at. So the I indicates the number we are at. So when looping, we begin with I equals 1, because this is the first loop. And if this is the first loop, then our table's first spot will contain the level value. Then it loops through, but does not pass any of these checks because our I is still set to 1. Then it will end this. Then it will begin again with I equals 2. It won't pass this check because our I equals 2, but will pass this check. Then save our experience at our table's second spot. And this just goes on and saves our values in a certain order. And later on, when this thing right here is done, it will just set async, means it will just save this table with our player user ID. So this table is actually linked to our user ID, and we'll just save it to the data store servers so that we can access it again here down below. And that's the system behind this. So it is actually very important that you consider this order when working or when trying to edit things inside of this script. So this is for retrieving the data, but what happens when there's no data which can be retrieved? Then it will skip to this. So if no data exists, then we give our created values their default values, and these default values are being defined down here. So if there is no retrieved data, then our level will be 1 by default, and our experience will be 0 by default, and so on. Alright. So has game with defaults. Our hair would be, what did I have here? Man hair. So let's just copy this. Okay. Let's just copy this as well and add it to here. All right. Now 9 has game. So we want our has game's value to be saved at our save tables 9 9th spot. I think I could actually just put an I instead of the actual number. Well, there are a lot. There are better methods for saving stuff than this, but I'm going to be using this method just for you guys to understand it better, because all of these methods out there are far complicated but are more efficient, to be honest. But this is easy, and this also gets its task done properly. Therefore, let's stick to this. So here, what was the... Oh yeah, outfit, accessory, and value, I guess. All right. So we've put our new values instead of this and this and this as well. Now I'm going to be talking about these things. So bind to close. If the game is close to be closed, then we will loop through all players and call this function upon them. And this function is the save function, which does this, which I have explained earlier. And once a player leaves, we call this function upon that player as well. So that's it with that data store. We can now delete this one and play. And we should have new data. Play the game. Yeah, so I can now edit my character again because this is a new data store and our data has been reset. Alright, finish editing. So this is our character now. Stats. These are our stats. Now stat points so far. Right, let's see if this works. Alright, now we are level 2. We have received 2 stat points. Let's put them instead of these stats. And auto-saved my data. Alright. Let's wait till this reaches 8. Alright, so let's stop this. Alright. Now we can actually delete this value because we don't need it anymore. I mean, we can delete that script because we don't need it anymore. It was just a part of the old data store with that deprecated method. Right, so I have 2 menus right here, level bar and the stats menu and stats button. Should play, so GUIs, save, shop GUI, so we should put this inside of here. Can delete this. So true then. Parent GUIs. Let's call this GUIs. No, not this. I mean this. Let's call this GUIs. instead of doing this, we could just do the following. We could loop through square parent, 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 child, GUIs. So we could just easily loop through this. What is happening? We could just loop through this, then check if these. So what we're actually doing is we're looping through this GUI, which contains these things. And this is our index, as I've just said. So this is our spot. So when it starts looping, it starts at spot 1, so at _1. So underscore would equals 1, and v would be bars. So if v is always the thing we're currently at, and our underscore is the spot we're currently at. So if v is either a frame or text label or text button, then so what we're doing here is we're checking whether the thing we're currently at, so these things, are either a frame, which is in this case text label, or text button. So why we're doing this is because I could have just add this thing and the loop would break when we would not implement this. Because what I want to do is that these GUI components are being set are set to true once our hasGame value is true and the play button has been clicked. And a local script cannot be set to true, therefore it would give out an error and break the whole script. Therefore, we're doing this check. Okay. Now let's make these things invisible as well. Oh, still have this left. Level bar. So let's put this. Okay. Okay. Still have to check whether the GUI component's name or whether the child's name is not stats menu, because we still want this to be invisible until the stats button is pressed. So stats menu, then so if our child's name does not equal stats menu, so is not this, then it can be set to visible. Table expected get instance. Oh. I forgot to add one thing. So we actually need to add this get children right here to actually get the children. All right. So why am I receiving this? All right. So there are several things wrong with this GUI. So first of all, We also want the shop GUI to be invisible. So we also should check for this name and not this. And not only this, so for both of these. Second thing is that we should put the belly to another spot so it does not interrupt the stats GUI, stats menu. So let's get this Y coordinate. Okay, so this should do. So now our GUI should turn visible correctly. Yes, no. Why is this still working? So this is just check for me to see which child's actually passed the check. So for some reason, why does these two pass that check? Is not making sense. What is happening? Oh, maybe this will work now? No. Hmm. I'm now going to be putting up these prints just to identify the problem now. So it could happen that I'm a bit more quiet. I'm not talking that much, just to find this. Just to find out what's the issue behind this. So I think I'm just going to be rewriting this. I actually don't see any issue with this. Why is this happening? Alright, so now I think I now know where this issue was. Let's see if this works now. Forget. Alright, finally. Okay. So there was this other issue with our level suddenly just going up by 2. Let's see if this has been fixed. So if you guys did not see it, I've added this weight. Maybe this has fixed the issue. Now, in order to reset our data, you should just put something in this. Does not matter. Now, as you can see, my data has been reset, and now I have to create a new character. It's totally normal. Finish editing. Still have to fix that issue. Alright, so as you guys just have seen, this level problem has been fixed, I think. If it's still not fixed, then let me know in the comments. So I've received some comments lately saying that their level had some increasing although that this should not happen. Therefore, yeah, I've tried to fix it in this tutorial, and yeah, so that's it. Okay, now since this seems to work, let's move on with this sword. So I have this katana right here. Let's try to implement some EXP giving code to it. So what we want to do is player child data wait for child EXP value Alright, so what we're doing here is we're giving some XP to our player. The amount also is random between 10 and 20, and we're receiving this XP every time we hit someone. Now let's test out if this actually works. So I will need some belly to do this. There we go. Alright, so let's see if this works. So I'm currently at 5 EXP, 15, 34, 47, 64, 77, 94, and level 2. There we go. Oh, and as you guys just saw, my sword is now totally gone. So I could actually make another part of this tutorial showing how to implement my inventory saving system, my tool saving system, from a previous video or from my past video to this game, and in order to make this sword actually safe. So if you guys want to see that kind of tutorial, leave a like and share this video. Okay, now let's get back to our sword topic right here. So we've gained a level. Let's close this. Now let's actually make the damage depend on our strength. Therefore, let's do this. It's not base damage, so this is a value which defines the default damage, the base damage, which is 10. Right now we want to put some additional damage to it depending on our strength. So base damage multiplied by let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So our base damage is 10 plus our strength value multiplied by a random number between 1 and 5. So this is our damage. Now let me give some stat points to this strength. Let me get a sword. Let's see. My damage has increased. And yeah, it actually has increased now. So I'm a lot more stronger than before. Let me add some more. I think I'm actually now able to two-shot this guy right here. Oh, almost. There we go. Now, come on. So I've just dropped the sword. Just to pick it up. Oh, so there's still this issue with the sword. I've posted a fix in that community tab on my YouTube channel. A fix on fixing this issue right here. So I think that I'm going to be fixing this now, so you guys can actually see how to apply that fix. Okay, there we go. So all you need to do is, when unequipping, so this is actually not the way you should unequip that animation. You should do the following. So animation track, character, wait for child, humanoid, get playing animation tracks for IB in pairs, animation track 2. So if the name equals this, and let's also check for our attack animation, just to keep things clear. Where is it? We stop. So this should be the fix for it. Let's see. So our level has not changed in a weird way. I think that this level issue is actually fixed now, and as you can see, it works. So that's the fix. That's the fix for this katana problem. Okay. Now, since we've fixed this, made damage based on the strength, or depending on the strength, let's make the intelligence, no, the speed and the defense stats right here also influence the player in some way. So here, instead of level monitor, check for level up. Okay, let's create another function. Check for speed player. So base speed, so we always need to have this kind of base. So our base speed is 16. And now we need to make our player faster depending on our speed value. In order to do so, let's do base plus player, wait for child data, speed value divided by let's do this. Okay, now so this might seem a bit complicated, but what I'm just doing is I'm dividing the player's speed with another value which is lower than the player's speed. I could have also just have written this instead. I think this would be a lot better. So workspace, wait for child, player name, wait for child, humanoid, walk speed, base speed. Okay, so check for speed. Player, edit, connect, function. Let's put this. Let's also create another function. Check for depends, base health, max health, so our defense value influences or increases our max health. Okay. I think we actually should not work with this. Let's keep it constantly. Okay, let's see if this works. Going to be giving me some stat points. Now let's monitor our max health. So my max health right here, keep an eye on it. Now see, should increase. Oh. Okay. Okay. I forgot to Okay, I forgot to check that every time the speed value or the defense value changes, that these changes should also apply. I forgot to implement that, but yeah, I've just implemented it. Let's see if it works now. Well, we actually should now start with more HP than before. And no, okay. Max health. Oh. Oh. The issue is that you've not changed the base health to 100. That's the issue. Alright, now. Should work. So now we have a total of 114 health, max health of course. And we keep on increasing it when we increase our defense value. Now, continue with our speed. As you can see, the player is a lot more faster now. Yeah, so that's actually how you make these stats influence your player. And you might be asking what to do with this intelligence value. Well, I'm also not sure. I just leave it up to you guys. I thought about making this some kind of requirement in order to achieve another move, but I'll leave it to you guys. As you can see, almost one shot that bandit. So if this thing has reached 100, then I should one shot, or a one shot should be guaranteed. Okay. Alright guys. So, there's still a ton of things to show. I could also show how to implement devil fruits now, and to make them and to make their damage depend on our strength value, but that would actually be too much for this part today. I would have need to create some kind of devil fruit stat system to make the devil fruit safe, first of all, and to make it load, and then to make damage depend on the player's strength value, and so on. So if you guys want to see another part of how to create a One Piece game, then don't forget to subscribe, to share this video to all of your friends, to like, and to check out the join option and the Discord server down in the description. Okay guys, see you in the next video.